So what these two charts show is just looking at a silver equities index in that left chart. So that is just an index of silver producers that derive over 50% of their revenue from the production and sale of silver. So that's in the blue line there. And you're seeing that just since 2008, underperformance relative to the silver price. So what underlies all this and these slides to follow is just a lack of exploration success. So this is a chart from Richard Shoddy down at Minex Consulting in Australia. Always has done some great work and kind of looking at, in this case, announced discoveries by commodity type. So there in the gold, you kind of see announced gold discoveries in since 1900, and in particular since the 90s on, you've seen a lack of announcements, translating into a lack of exploration success. So in this case, looking at gold, gold discoveries have declined since the turn of the millennia. A lack of exploration success. So you've seen a upticks in both primary silver and gold seniors with M&A activity. We're not finding ounces. Therefore, we need to go out and acquire those to fill the pipeline and continue to keep the sustainability of the company in the future. So, you just kind of see here since 2004 in each chart, once metal prices really started to uptick, particularly with the metal super cycle, you saw an increased level of M&A activity. Same story with debt outstanding. So, just a huge uptick in debt outstanding, averaging less than 400 million for those primary silver producers on the left-hand chart, to averaging well over 3.4 billion kind of since 2013. So what this is just showing is free cash flow margin. Again, very important for mining companies, looking at free cash flow. That's how can I further invest in the business? So just to review, 2005 to 2012, that price run up, corresponding with that metal super cycle, there was a growth at any cost / fear of missing out mindset. So if I'm producing 5 million ounces a year as a gold senior, in a few years' time, I'm going to be producing 6 or 8. That top line growth message was the overall theme with the producers. Price comes off 2013 into 2015, huge write-downs.
Perspective, I did spend nearly 20 years in Australia working in mines, worked up down in South America at copper plants. So I've been around a bit to several different areas of the world. So I feel I have a pretty good global perspective, but honing in on the US, I believe it's a tedious process here to get approval for a mine. But at least the U.S. is governed by laws. There's a democratic legal process, and that is a benefit. There are several other countries where a president will just dictate what they want from this time to that time on the mineral laws. So we are fortunate to have a democratic legal process. Mining companies need investors to survive, and investment companies see investors as very concerned that their investments are going to companies who are ESG committed. Many people today and in the pursuits have been talking about ESG commitment. The mining companies need to show clear commitment in ESG if their proposed projects are going to get funded. So, global companies can show their commitment to ESG when mining in developing countries. They're doing this. For example, if you're going to create a mine in a undeveloped country or just emerging country, you're going to need power, and if you need the power, you build a power plant. But you build it so it helps the local infrastructure as well. So when the mine closes, they still have the power plant supporting and improving the lives of the local community and so on. The U.S. another very big point I'd like to make is that the U.S. must put money into R&D here in the U.S. We are lagging behind the rest of the world, and in particular China. So over 70% of the world population has a standard of living that is 10% that of advanced countries. And these countries want the same standard as advanced countries. This would require an enormous increase in demand for minerals, and possibility of the US would have to further reduce their future development.
The last time I spoke at MMSteel at the presentations, I focused on how we make decisions with respect to what our product is and how we're going to achieve production on it. And we're primarily a silver mine, very high grade, small silver mine in the US, based in Oregon. There's been a lot of challenges over the last 7 years. I've always brought it back to the biblical terms: 7 years of lean, 7 years of plenty. Logistics chains all around the world are broken. This lockdowns, the lack of ability to people to work, breakdowns in industries are just absolutely damaged. Pretty much, well, as I say, stretched beyond belief. So this is an idea. This is the Bay Horse mine. We're a primary silver mine. It's a average grade of 21.6 ounces a ton on an inferred resource that we're mining on. This is just this last year. We've had to move a lot of equipment around. I've been faced with a little bit of difficulties. So on the left, you have the Steiner ore sorter. That's 28,000 pounds. It can't be moved in one piece. It has to be moved in 3 pieces. So try getting from here to there and back again. I had I used to live many years ago in Whistler, and there was a raconteur there who ran a newspaper, and he went over to Newfoundland, and he says, try getting there. You ask someone how to get from here to there, and he said, oh, you can't get there from here. So the links that we use to get from places are broken. Now, the governments have had a lot to do with this, whether it's right or wrong. You know, we will have our own opinions, but we have to deal with the reality of it. And the reality of it, people's movements have been severely restricted.